Come join in on the fun and grab your glue gun. It's the Preppy Crafty Girl Show. Welcome to the Preppy Crafty Girl Show.
I picked some linens and I showed you how I made my avocado dye vat for the linens that I chose. I think I'm going to keep this one. I found this sweet little crocheted white rabbit. I'm going to keep that as white. My friend wants pinks, like shabby chic kind of a look. But I'm going to keep this white because of the white rabbit. I am going to dye this. I'm going to try to dye this applique and see what happens in the avocado dye. And then I have some really nice fine linen, cotton, like a cotton linen, I think. And I think this is going to dye up really well. So I got a big piece of that to do on the inside and the outside because she wants kind of a layered look. And I'm not really sure. Maybe this was a big giant pillow because it has buttons down the edge. I think it's like a pillow cover. There was, oh, I also pulled some lace so I can dye it. And then I had these really sweet little cocktail napkins. Some of them had little holes in them, so I don't care if I dye them, but I thought they were really cute and I thought maybe I could add it as a pocket. But I'm gonna go ahead and dye all 4 of them. And oh wait, I've got 6 of them, so I'm gonna dye those. And then I also have this little round little doily, so I thought, oh, that would be cute. And I may even layer it like that on to the edge or the front. I'm not really sure. But I think this I'm definitely gonna put on the edge. I don't know about this yet, but I might, I don't know, like on the, not on the edge, but on the spine. So that is what I'm doing right now. Okay, let's talk about papers. So she wants me to do like an Alice in Wonderland theme, not like Alice from Disney, but the more darker side, which was the Tim Burton, is that his name? That one. So I did a little research and watched both those films, and I already had these books. Now this one's a little more on the cutesy side, but it's not the Disney version. So I thought to add a little bit of color, I'll probably like use like the cake, or I don't know. This is really weird. It has a lion in it, so I have no idea about this version, but it has the rabbit, and so I'm probably going to use some of those pages for ephemera. And then I found that I had this book, which is the Young Folks Shelf of Books, and in here it had the Alice. Oh yeah, I had another Alice in Wonderland, which are just black and white, so I thought those would be kind of cool to add in. And then I have this Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and this one has different colored pages. So I may add a couple of these pages in, or just use the images, or just give her the images to play with, because it has a huge amount of pages. Then I pulled this out of a cookbook. I had a Disney cookbook. I thought this was cute. Even though it's Disney, I'm going to throw in 1 or 2 cute pages. I'm sorry, but I want to add a little bit of color, and if she doesn't like it, she can paint over it. I had this cookbook that I cut out the T for 3 or 4. So I thought that was cute. It has a little T service. And here is the other little T service. So I thought, and I made pockets. So I stitched them. And then I made 2 pockets. So it'll be go in the signature. And then I pulled different pages. So we're supposed to do 3 signatures and have 5 unconventional things like pockets or whatever that are pages, and then we are supposed to have 6 like background pages. So they could be scrapbook paper, digital papers, plain papers, like that. So I did pull some map because she said she likes map. This is of Europe, and I found that it had the United Kingdom. And because Alice in Wonderland has a little England or United Kingdom theme, I pulled this one. This is one of my favorite, and I don't have very many pages of this one left, but I loved it because it has the aqua and the khaki. It's one of my favorite maps or atlases. Then I had this 1954 ledger, so I thought this would be kind of, in fact I have a couple pieces of this. I thought this would be fun to put in there. This is just some of that dot grid paper. So another map, Atlas, World Atlas. I love this one. It does have some bright colors in it, but I thought that would be kind of fun to add in for a little bit of color because it has the pinks. I have some of the antique piano roll I'm going to add in. Here's another ledger that is huge. It's like green and tan, so I thought that'd be nice. I'm going to add this in as one of my unconventional pockets. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to cut this off maybe. I don't know. It's going to go in though. I'm not really sure how I'm going to incorporate this, so follow along. Then I have some blank ledger. I have handwriting, children's handwriting paper. This one, I just pulled it because of the pink, so I don't know how I'm going to add that in so she can write on it. This is another smaller ledger. I found this Alice in Wonderland, and look at in the looking glass. This is a, I think it was for carpets. Yeah, for carpets. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm going to add that in. Music, writing paper. This is mushrooms and the tree and the door, so I thought that was kind of neat. I don't know that it came out of a fairy book, but I think it's with the mushrooms, it's kind of got a little Alice vibe. Then I found this, and even though she didn't have a boy, but I like the key trying to go in, so I may just kind of cut around this. I don't know what I'm going to do there, or I may just use the whole thing because they're underneath the mushroom right there, and I may use that whole. Because, you know, there was that guy that was, what was his name? He was proposing to Alice. So, you know, it's okay to have a guy and a girl in there. Then I have this pink and white striped. I don't know if you can see it. It is like a glassine type of a paper, wax paper. I think it was for cookies or something. I'm not really sure. Pastries. This is going to be one of my unconventional pages. Thought that was kind of neat with the blue. An unconventional page, you know, you got to have sweets. And I thought this reminded me of the checkerboard from the Queen. I pulled this one because this was grungier than the other one. So I'm going to end up using one more. She's a little more grungier. Like, yeah, a lot grungy. I found some old Seven Gypsies that have blue moths or blue butterflies. So I thought that was kind of like Absalom, like, you know, a little nod to Absalom. So I'm going to stitch these together and put them in. They are double-sided. And then this one had like red, and then it had the London thing. So, and it has adventure. So I may end up doing it like this. Oh, I didn't say our signatures are for like taking a computer page and folding it in half. So letter size folded in half. That's going to be our signatures. I pulled this like avocado-y dyed pink color. I thought that would be really pretty. And then I had some, this is Die Cuts with a View. I've had this set forever, never used it. And I thought, you know what? This would be super cute because it kind of goes along with the whole tea party theme. It had a blue butterfly. I think what I'm going to do is try to hide a blue butterfly on every page, different blue butterfly. Then it has had that. So I don't know how much of this I'm going to use in hers. I just took them all out of the book, so have duplicates. This kind of reminds me of the mirror that was over in the second one that was in the office that she was in. There was a mirror up above, I think it was the fireplace, if I'm not mistaken. Tea there. This has like a tea strip at the top, plus the bow. I like the doily page, clocks. This is Teresa Collins, Now and Then, which I liked. It has the grid and that. And I don't know how I'm going to incorporate this, or if this is what I use. This is a children's album. I don't know. I think it's too small for me to ship the book in, because we're doing a 2-inch spine. So I think it's going to be too small. However, it's so cute. Look, it has the little game, like the spinner to do movable hands for the clock game that's on the back here. It's got a clock game. I may put my scraps in here. I may use this for scraps. I'm not sure how I'm going to incorporate this just yet. Or I may cut this out, put the little spinner on it, and use this as my cover, because I think this is going to be, it'll be too tall to use as my cover, but it might look kind of cute sticking out. I'm not sure how I'm going to use that yet. But those are my pages that I'm going to incorporate for her book. And I will be back and show you what I came up with for her signatures. I wanted to use this page signature. However, it had a hole in it and it's kind of fragile paper. So I like to take the same paper. This is one of the ways I do it when I'm trying to use a signature in an older book where I don't want it to rip out and I'm doing the sewn in. So I take a piece of the same paper, just the blank part, and I'm going to use some Oohoo glue stick. You can use any glue you prefer, and I'm just going to tape over it. When you go to stitch it into your signature, you won't even hardly see it. You'll just see a little edge of it, but it'll pretty much blend in. I'm going to give you another option coming up. You can take scraps of paper. So here I am lining up the pages. I put some glue. I just lined them up and pushed, moved them over just a little bit where I could kind of overlap it some. And then I'm going to use some of the antique paper roll scraps that I have, and I'm just going to patch work over the hole in the page.